What I wanted to do with Independence Day, an alien scavenger hunt game, shoot 'em up kind of cursor idea. Click on it. For every one of the 54 chapters, pull down another submenu. Effectively 432 chapters. Every scene that has Will Smith in it. 102 keywords. Will Smith. All the scenes that he's in. A description of what's going on in the scene. So there are so many more things that Blu-ray has opened up.
Hi, I'm Scott Hetrick. Van Ling is a visual effects artist who's worked on many of James Cameron's movies, including Titanic and Terminator 2 and The Abyss. He was a pioneer in bonus features dating way back to Laserdisc with the definitive Terminator 2 special edition and all of the iterations that have come since on DVD. He also was a pioneer in menu design. In fact, Van was the very first winner in our Video Premiere Awards in 2000 for his menu design work on The Abyss. And he followed that up by winning the very next year for his menu design work on Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I had an opportunity this week to talk with Van about his latest groundbreaking work on the special Blu-ray Disc edition of Independence Day, being released on Tuesday, March 11th.
Hi, I'm Van Ling. I've produced the 6 Star Wars movies on DVD, as well as Terminator 2 and The Abyss. I did the first Terminator 2 disc in Blu-ray. Pop-up graphics had some limitations in the DVD world, having to treat them just as subtitles. You can take it to an entirely new level. We created a text commentary that has a graphic border around it as well and gives a lot of information. I had the fun of actually writing this entire text commentary. On other discs that I've seen this done on, there were maybe 50 or so of these cards. One every 2 or 3 minutes. I ended up doing 250 of them or something.
Oh my god.
And that was all fun and games until Fox asked me to do all the ones for the international titles. So I had to do 13 languages of all of these graphics. So
oh my god.
now I had taken what was already 4 times the work and made it 28 times the work or more. So now Dr. Oken was a character that was based on a visual effects supervisor who had worked with the producer and director before. And so not only was I able to mention this in the text commentary, you'll notice I was also able to put in a picture of the supervisor that was the inspiration for that character. You can see the resemblance between them. You can not only put text information in the pop-ups, you can actually put photographs and other things. And as the medium progresses, you'll be able to put video, windows of video as well. And you can animate some of these things. Here's a particular instance which was kind of fun for a graphic. I was able to do a small graphic. I wanted to point out something on the bottom of this trash can, which was actually a production goof. So you'll notice that on the bottom of the trash can it says Art Department. And I was able to actually do a thing where a little piece of animation drew your attention to it and then gave you the information. One of the nice things about programming in Blu-ray is that since all of the menus are done more like a website style, they're broken down into components. They're not being made as a running piece of graphic that you then have an overlay button on. To change them, you can do them after you've created the graphics. For instance, if they decided that they didn't want to have Korean graphics, for instance, on this disc, they could easily just remove that button and not have to completely redo all the graphics. When you combine the functionality of the bookmark feature, for instance, with the persistent memory, that you can store the information on the player itself, the next step, once we have web interconnectivity and internet connections with the players, whether it be a PS3 or a standard Blu-ray player, is the idea that you can download other people's bookmark lists. For instance, for educational purposes. If you were watching a historical drama, it's entirely conceivable that a teacher could say, go out, if you have this movie, go out and rent this movie, and here's a downloadable file, and load this into your Blu-ray player, and it'll take you to specific scenes that the teacher wants you to watch, and can even maybe give you commentary about it. So there are so many more things that Blu-ray has opened up for the people who are already familiar with using DVDs, and it just kind of takes it to the next level. What the Independence Blu-ray Disc does, I think, is gives people an idea of some of the possibilities of what can be done, both for games and more interesting high-profile things, as well as what I call sort of functional utilitarian things like the keyword search and the bookmarks, to try to make them more usable.
That's all we have time for in this video. Be sure and click on our other videos of discussions with Van about other special features on Independence Day. I'm Scott Hetrick. We'll see you next time here on HollywoodandHighDef.com.